Today we're at Tappan Lake in Harrison County, Ohio, going to try a little wintertime fishing. Yeah, so it's about 30 degrees out and we're not sure if we're going to catch anything or not. We're out here for the fun of it, just see what happens, check out the lake. The lakes around here are reservoirs, and in the wintertime they let water out. They let the lake level go down because with the rains of winter and melting snow and stuff like that, by the time spring comes around and spring rains contribute as well, you would have the lakes basically overflowing. They let the lake level down quite a bit to accommodate the new water that will be coming into the lake. It looks like there is just a huge beach here, but it's not. Usually this beach looking area is underwater. Grab me or what? Yeah, so some people might think, hey, are we a little crazy for coming out here trying to fish when it's so cold? And the answer is, yeah, probably. No, actually, when it's cold like this, you might get something and you might not. The sun's out right now, so yeah, sometimes we do get something. But the main reason for coming out when it's like this to see the lake is to see, if you're shoreline fishing, you can't cast much further than, you know, what's exposed right now. So it's good to come out and to see what's actually here. If there's some spots that you like, you can kind of scope it out, and that's what we're mainly doing today. Just kind of looking, how is the lay of the land underneath the lake there. Is there any structure? Things like that. If you saw our family fishing adventure, I forget what exactly we called it, springtime fishing maybe, that's the place that we were fishing at right there, and that's maybe 70, 80 feet from where I'm standing. So this would be lake right here, and it's pretty much what we thought it would look like, basically flat, not a lot of structure, but there is some. Not only is it nice to see, but it gives you a place to walk if you want to go on a little hike around the lake. This time of year, if you like hiking, there's so much of this exposed shoreline. Here's another nice spot to fish. There's a couple of rocks here, and usually the water is coming to this line, if you can see that there. So you can get an idea of what is under the water when there's no water there. And on this side, of course you can see when there is water there and how the trees are laying in. But that's a good place for fish whenever there is water there. is when you see a downed tree, that's the kind of thing that they like. They like that structure. That's always an interesting find. I'm walking along and I see these tracks. I stepped over them at first and then I realized, came back, looks like a dog, but I'm thinking maybe it's actually coyote, because they go right on down to the lake, right on down to the water's edge, and then come back further down. Whatever it is went right up to the edge of the water to get a drink. I don't know, I suppose a dog might do that, but more likely that coyote would be doing that. This is another spot that's good for fishing usually, and you can tell why now that there's no water here. There's lots of rocks, big rocks, with places that fish can get underneath. And when there's structure like that they can get underneath, there's feeder fish here. Bigger fish will be here, you know, when there's water. Normally the water goes right up here. So that's, I don't know, 2-3 foot drop as we go down. I mean, this might be 6 feet below the surface normally, but yeah, there's rocks all over this area, which we wouldn't have seen if we wouldn't have taken the time to come out today. There's this little island on the road that comes through State Route 250, goes onto a bridge onto it and then a bridge off of it. I don't know what it's called. We jokingly call it Poison Ivy Island. There's poison ivy everywhere. It's on most of the trees. Anyway, so it's usually good for fishing though. So I'm just walking the beach. Well, it's not really a beach. There's usually no beach, but with the water receded back, there's an extra wide beach here, so I'm just walking it. Got good rocks. Anytime there's rocks like that underwater, there'll be fish around them. Dead trees just laying. So when we do fish this area, we have fished this part right here, and I can see right away why it's a good spot for fishing. There are stumps half buried in here that are sunken when this area has water. Lots of fish habitat, structure for them to hide in. We always know the place because there's a down tree here, and there's sort of trail that comes down to it from the road, so it's a spot that probably a lot of people are familiar with who come to the area. But yeah, you wouldn't see that unless you see it with the water level down. So we're hiking this way, we're walking into the sun. So I guess now I can't point the camera forward. All you get is glare, so I have to point the camera backward. So you have to look at me, and I guess I have to talk constantly so it doesn't get boring. So every so often we stop, cast a little bit. Haven't caught anything. Like I said, we brought along the poles just in case. I mean, it's fun. It's fun of doing it, but the reason we're here, like I say, see the structure, see what the shoreline looks like from the bank with the water removed. Still the same place, Poison Ivy Island. Lots of rock, really great one there. Makes a nice fish habitat. But yeah, so far all around the island, this is what it looks like when there's no water here. Yeah, so we traded sides of the lake because of the wind. There's a lot of wind out here today, but if we go over to the dam, we can walk on the other side of the lake and check that out. Places where concrete is overhanging, old concrete, huge rocks down in. I mean, lots of fish habitat. And it's kind of nice because there's this trail along here, and of course you can access the lake off of it in various places. Buckeye Trail also runs along here just to our right. We don't fish much on the other side of the lake because you can't access it from the shoreline during most of the year. Unless you can at the dam if you can get there when they have the gates open. But if you have a boat, that's about the only time you can really utilize this area. Maybe you have some. So it's warmed up into the 40s. We're having a good time walking the shoreline, pretty much just hiking around. Try to cast a little bit here and there whenever we come to a place where we think we want to try it. But mostly just walking. Yeah, so there are other people here doing the same thing. We're not that crazy. We're not the only ones who think this way. There are other people here doing the same thing, walking the shoreline and fishing. So, yeah.
You having a good time?
Yeah.
How many fish you catch?
None.
I ain't catch any fish. You catch any fish?
No.
No. You think I got fish in this place?
Yeah.
There's probably some.
Got some earlier this year.
That's it for this one. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, please do that as well. And if you'd like to receive notifications when we upload the next video, hit that notification bell. All right, thank you. See you on the next one. Hey, today we are at Tappan Lake. That's in what county? Harrison. Okay. Smile. Today we are at Harrison Lake. What is it called? So walking around the lake, I got into an area where it's really wet, almost like quicksand. Yeah, I sunk pretty good. Didn't want to proceed any further.